Hello, this is Jim. Sorry, Sir Pardum. Now you know my real name. Now I gotta hunt you down and kill you. No, my name's Sir Pardum. What I'm gonna be doing today is changing this so you can actually see the chest. What I was trying here, retrieving using pneumatic tubes, just takes way too long. So, oh, stuff's still coming down. I gotta stop that. Let's see what we got here. That's on floor 4 is our processing. It's kind of hard to control this with the frame rate I'm getting, like 6 frames per second. I'll just have to deal with it if I want to upload. Here's the elevator, which is a mod. It's not a client-side mod, it's a server-side mod. Where's this stuff coming from? It's bouncing around in there. Feeling 4 overclockers. I should make some more overclockers today. I don't know if I have the rubber. So hard to find anything. I believe that's tin, isn't it? Come on, come on through. Come on. I want to see what you are. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Come on. Yeah, there you go. What is that? That's tin. That had a overclocker too, didn't it? Yeah. We split it in 444. There should be 888. I'll show you where our power supply is. Over here in this building. Building is supposed to be covered in tin siding, but the mod we're using for micro blocks doesn't allow the type of tin blocks we have. I need to modify it. I just haven't found a source yet. I just haven't found out where to modify it. Yeah, we have plenty of power here. We only are running on a single. If you're wondering how I'm flying, I'm using a jetpack, electric jetpack. I am not in creative mode. My fault. See, medium. Oh, that's a medium. Okay, that's pretty good. I had a whole base running on 4 of these things. James made these. James the Caveman. He's the other one who is working with me on this base. Ooh, the Cactus. Yeah, Minecraft really gets people going on attention deficit disorder. Start doing one thing, you notice something else you got to do. So you work on that, then you notice something else. And, oh, my inventory's full, so let me fix that. Oh, I just noticed my cactus is grown, so let me go cut that down. And yeah, this is, usually I get fairly good frame rate. I get about 20 frames per second. But this Fraps is making me run at 5 and 6 frames per second. I'm at 5 right now. It's kind of painful, but I can live with it, I guess. Hey, a better computer. This is just a laptop I bought. I bought it for 150. It's a pretty good one, though. Not the best, as you can tell. I'll be getting better than 6 frames per second. Oops. There's one thing a dentist is taught never to say. Oops. I cut you. Why are you cutting? Wrong button. I kill you. Extra credit if you can tell me who said that. I kill you. It's Ahmed. Ahmed, the dead terrorist. I forget the name of the puppeteer who does him. He's pretty good though. You should look him up on YouTube. Ahmed. Ahmed, the dead terrorist. He's got chili pepper on a stick. And he has another old geezer. I don't remember his name. Let's see how much more this is going to go. Bad frame rate, bad frame rate, bad frame rate. Plop, plop, plop. Yeah, James the Caveman. In our last town, when I first started, I had a little base and I started making a little town. You know, streets and stuff so people could move in. Well, people moved in. First was my son, Ninja Red, and I told him, I said, do not build a quarry in town. I don't want them to make holes or ugly. And I want to do it in town. I want to do it. No, don't do it in town. So he did it just outside of town. Well, people started moving in, and everybody built a quarry. And it got to the point, now I built a quarry, but I built it inside my force field, and I built a factory in it. Huge factory, but I built it. Well, it got so bad when you're walking around town, I would fall into a hole. I'd fall into a quarry. I'd get out of the quarry, I'd fly out, I'd walk a little bit more, and I'd fall into another quarry. I'd say, you know, this is ridiculous. So I just told James, you know what, I'm packing up, starting over. So that's what we did. We just took off and took nothing with us, and we found a spot. We actually took over an NPC village. And we were there a while, and we were building up, and it was okay, a little cramped. We had a force field around it, so people wouldn't, you know, steal from us. But what happened was, soon James found someone who was living close to us. It's like, oh man, we don't want to live close to people, you know. So I talked to Terry. I says, Terry, can you just teleport us in some random location far away? He says, well, I'll tell you what, just go to warp 6. He says, that's the warp I made to do some testing. He says, yeah, but we don't want people to be able to follow us. He says, well, nobody knows about it. He says, after you go there, I'll delete it. And we're like, okay. So we went to warp 6, and a lot of snow around here, but we set out, and he deleted the warp. So we're actually fairly far away from people. I won't say how far. It might give people an indication of where we are. That's why I'm not showing the coordinates on the mini-map. And hopefully I'll remember not to show them in the game, because we don't want people to find us. There has been some griefing going on. I was the first person, I believe, to have a force field, maybe the second, because I was here about a week and stuff started disappearing. And I'm like, forget this. When I first started out, I went what I thought was a respectful distance from the warp, but it wasn't. It turns out it was actually fairly close. I believe Terry might have moved the warp. I don't know. So people could find that village. After James and I left, I had the biggest place. You know, and in town I had 16 by 16 plots. Well, James moved, and he said, well, I'm going to build outside the town, and he built a big place. So we had the biggest factories and everything going on, and it got to the point I could make anything in the game. You know, it's a very modded server. There's Buildcraft, there's Railcraft, there's 130 mods altogether. IC2, Buildcraft, Red Power 2, and Railcraft are the big ones. But there's a tree capacitator, there's forestry mod, quite a number of other ones. I can actually show you some of them. I don't know if I can do it here. Let's see. No, I guess I have to do it before I log in. Maybe global mod options. Let's check here. We have more creatures. There's more creatures. Which actually, there's werewolves, which are a lot worse than creepers for the difficulty of them. A normal weapon, and even a gun, because there's guns in this game, will only do 1 damage. What will tear them up, though, is golden swords. Not silver, but gold. Don't ask me why. Terry claims it was because he wanted gold to be worth something. That's what he says. Gold's already worth something. There are some things that actually more precious than gold in this game is iron. IC2 uses a lot of iron. If you want to make a solar panel, you use a lot of iron because you have to make a generator, and then you need recycled iron. Not recycled, refined iron, which is just iron cooked twice. After you get the iron out of the furnace, you put it back in, and you get refined iron. There's steel in this game too, It's used for railcraft. It's also more durable than iron. I don't know if it does more damage. Oh, I didn't need that money, did I? The reason I have these sitting above the ground is so you can't accidentally walk into the cactus. But you know what? I don't want to walk into the cactus, so we set them up on top so you can walk between them and can't get hurt. Nothing worse than getting hurt by cactus. Especially if you have so many of them. You back up against one, you get away from it, back up against another. Telling James the other day, my aunt had this thing for cactus. When I was young, I guess I was probably around 14 or 15. She has me cutting down this real tall cactus. This thing was probably 8 feet tall out of oil field. Well, I have a hacksaw and I'm sitting on the ground, kind of Indian style, and I'm cutting this thing. And this thing has 4-inch thorns. Well, it falls right across my lap. And this sucker hurt. I had thorns in me. I pulled out most of them. One of them I couldn't get out. It finally came out on its own about a week later. I guess my body rejected it and pushed it out, which is good. Yeah, working with cactus with my aunt, I always had thorns. I know my aunt, she had glass in her hand. I guess she had an accident or something. She had glass in her hand. She was always digging it out with a razor blade. And my aunt was a special lady. Yeah, let's see, am I done? I'm sliding around the cactus, sitting out. Come on, get up there. Hey, no, not down there. Here it goes. It's actually a race. Oh, he's attacking me. Can't turn fast enough because of the lag. Yeah, there he is. Pew, pew. James does that. He goes, pew, pew. James the Caveman. Right now I'm the only one on. Oh, there he is. Ow, ow, ow. Let's see, what's it called?